Alright, welcome back. Hope you guys are doing well. Today I have finished moving most of my important ships to our new home system, and I have to say, I really do like the place. The whole corp likes the place. It is exactly what we were looking for, and I'm definitely excited to see what adventures are waiting for us. Now, I still haven't moved my revelation. It is in the sign-up position, but I haven't really decided to move it yet. There is a lot of cyanojammers on the road, so moving it would be very difficult. But I'll manage. I'll definitely see what I can do about that. I mean, the Revelation is a iconic ship now, and I had plans to use it as material in order to manufacture the Chemosh, but as we all know, the developers have said that they will not be focusing on capitals for now, so who knows when the faction journals will be released. I mean, they might not even release Titans in August. All the road signs point to the fact that Titans are probably not going to come on the anniversary, but again, we will see what will happen. The anniversary of the game is like a couple weeks away from now actually. Yeah, it's on the 13th of August, well, about 2 or 3 weeks from now, and we will definitely find out if there is something very interesting. I mean, we will find out that very soon actually. They will make an announcement in the, I would say, my guess is in the next like 2 weeks, they'll probably make an announcement on the next big patch. So I'm definitely excited for that. Also, I would like to mention that we are recruiting new members. Now this time we are looking for players who like to do PvE, PvP and industry. I mean, anything basically. If you are a miner, you can join. If you like to run PvE, we have some very nice systems with some very nice bounties and very nice locations where you can do PvE all day long without being disturbed. And of course, the main thing, PvP. We have lots of that as well. So if you want to join, feel free to join. But please, just a little disclaimer: if you plan to spy or give away our locations and stuff like that, just don't, because I have contacts all over the game, and if there's a spy applying, I'm going to know that. So yeah, spying is not going to work. But we definitely have a very good position now, and if you want to join us, feel free to do so. I can guarantee you that we will have a lot of fun. Now, what will I do today? Well, that's a good question, since in Deep Null, one of my favorite things to do is exploration. Now, I moved my Astero. I think I moved, let me just view contents for a second. Now, I originally planned to move this one, but yeah, obviously, for obvious reasons, let's just ignore the price tag on this thing. I just did not want to risk the expensive Astero. I mean, this ship costs like 5.6, 5.9 billion. It is a very expensive Astero, so I did not decide to move it into Deep Null. I actually bought a new Astero, a cheap one, and I brought that boat to the new home. And so far it's doing a pretty good job. Now that Astero is primarily for scanning, for PvE. I also have a couple battleships over there and a interceptor for traveling. Those are basically my my main ships that I'm using over there, but I might transport more ships. However, the road is like very dangerous. You know what it felt like traveling to the home system? It felt like playing Minesweeper in 3D, basically. A space Minesweeper. One wrong click and boom. That's how it felt. And honestly, like there's been like 67 jumps, I believe. Of course, there are some gates that you can use to make the route shorter, but I did decide to learn the systems and learn the map before I do anything serious. That's what I usually do, basically to learn the neighborhood of the new home. So, with that being said, I think it will be time to do some. Yeah, let me actually show you how these sites work. Time to undock, and as always, let's have some fun. Decayed Nation collision sites. Okay, that one should be interesting. If my memory serves me well, this should be a relic site. So let's see what happens. Now, I noticed that the sites in Deep Null are definitely a bit more difficult to scan down. They usually have 3 signals that you have to match. However, there are some that have 2 signals, but they have that weird line that can confuse a lot of players. So that also kind of adds up to the difficulty. However, the rewards should be a little bit better. Now, that is quite a topic that I want to discuss today, because as of now, well, at least up until this moment, most of my exploration is mostly coming from low-sec. Low-sec exploration is, well, was always, at least from my point of view, was always really good. Now, there's definitely been a period of maybe a month where I kind of didn't really enjoy it at one point, because at the time there was quite a fluctuation in the market. It was very unstable, and a lot of things were unstable at the time. But since they have buffed the exploration a couple weeks ago, a month ago, it's been much better. Much more sites, and they all drop very nice things. Now, I myself focused on exploration and industry. I combined both of them, and I have to say it did pay off really well so far. I was able to buy a bunch of ships and do exploration plus industry at the site, and I ended up with more ISK made than spent, which is really good, since I did buy a lot of stuff and a lot of new ships that I'll be using. Which honestly, at the same time, it's good that I made the ISK, but at the same time I wish that I didn't buy the ships, because I would have more ISK. But I need the ships, so yeah, what has to be done has to be done. Can go the other way around. I mean, I could technically build them myself, but I just don't want to spend time waiting on the ship to be built. It's just easier to buy them from the market, at least at the moment. Now, today you will see some level 4 and level 5 sites. Now, there has been a rumor that the level 5 sites require to have below 75 meters scan radius, which I found out to be kind of false, but at the same time I'm not really sure, because it didn't have the other ship with me that has 75 meters scan radius. This Astero has 49 meters scan radius, so it's, you know, a pretty good scanner. So in order to test my theory out, I have to bring a ship with a 75 meter scanner in order to verify that theory. However, it's not excluded that they will, you know, add some sites that will require a much better scanner, since I strongly believe that they will release something. Could be wormholes, could be something that reassembles wormholes, but in any case, it does appear like something along those lines will be released. Not really sure if it is going to be added on the anniversary. The signs on the road say that yes, it's probably going to be on the anniversary, since it is the anniversary of the game, and for the anniversary it should be a big thing, and I would say a whole new region or wormhole space, you know, stuff like that, that's pretty major and would be appropriate to be released on the anniversary of the game. Of course, I guess I'll be paying a close eye on any announcements, on any rumors that might be running around, and I'll keep you guys updated on what I hear, or you know, or on what I am actually allowed to share. Now, I heard some details about it, but I'm not really, you know, allowed to talk about that yet because of the NDA, and I am not the one who runs around and breaks NDAs. That's someone else. That's not me. So yeah, but it does sound exciting. I'll just say that. But again, we'll find out since August is around the corner, and they will definitely tell us in the next 2 weeks on. They'll definitely tell us in the next 2 weeks about the new stuff that they are working on, and I'm kind of excited. Very interesting how I'm already in the position to go into wormholes with the new home and, you know, things like that. I have a pretty good position to start exploring wormholes without worrying about getting killed. Definitely much more dangerous to enter a wormhole from low sec or high sec than to enter from deep null space, because from high sec someone can watch you go in and they can follow you. In deep null space, usually only a friendly can see you go in. So yeah, definitely some interesting stuff. Well, I already got some pretty good blueprints, very good, some chips as well. I mean, I say very good, but it's okay, definitely not going to complain about that for now. So, from my initial experience, there is very little difference from my success in low sec and in deep null, at least when it comes to exploration. I do well in both. Now, since I basically recently started to do the exploration sites in deep null, usually I would go to null, but not really in deep null. I went a couple times in Serpentis deep null a long time ago, but that was a long time ago, so I don't really count that. And back then, exploration was a little bit different, and the blueprint prices were also a little bit different. Now the prices kind of went down, but it does fluctuate up and down. There are some blueprints that are more valuable than others. However, in my case, I kind of stopped selling the blueprints. I am starting to actually use them to build the modules, and I usually pick the expensive one first. Meanwhile, I try to stack the cheaper blueprints so that I can build a lot of them in one go, so that in the end I still get some very nice ESC out of it, which is a tactic that I kind of like so far. It does seem to be quite profitable. No, at first I didn't really expect the industry part to be that good, but I proved myself wrong. It ended up being really good. Surprisingly really good. It is important that you build the right module at the right time. I mean, there are some modules that are always going to be in demand, and those are the modules that you should be focusing on manufacturing. I know at the moment super capital ship manufacturing is quite popular, and you can easily participate in that activity, since right now at the moment a lot of players are trying to manufacture a super capital to to arm their fleets with the new big boats. So kind of super capitals do give the industry pilots quite a bit of work to do, which is, you know, a good thing. And of course, the new faction cruisers, the new battleships, they all have very weird insurance price tags. Like 9 billion insurance price for a faction cruiser. Kinda insane, but at the same time, it kinda makes sense if you look at how much immaterial you need to manufacture one of these ships. And as their numbers are smaller and smaller, and the price on the market for the ships will go higher and higher. So eventually it will be quite profitable to build those ships as well. Not really sure if I'll focus on building ships. So far I enjoyed building the rigs, the modules and stuff like that, but for ships, I don't know. I need to have lots of planetary materials in order to do that. I might even have enough planetary materials to build ships from all the kills that we have gathered over time. I'm fairly sure I have enough of that to build a dreadnought or two, but I have to bring all that stuff to the station that I use for manufacturing, so that's also one of the things that at the time I really didn't think about, because I never thought that I'll be doing industry, but here I am, doing industry and exploration. Now you might be wondering, well, why did I go and do, why did I start to do industry? Well, the main reason, I just have way too many materials that are just laying there and would be a waste not to use them. I mean, I could sell them, but I don't feel like selling them. I would rather just use them to manufacture some items, some ships. I figured out that way I might be able to make more ISK, which I think I'm on the right track so far. I mean, the best thing you can do as a industry pilot is to combine industry with exploration. That way you can reduce the costs of the materials that you buy from the market, since most of the materials are easily found in space, at least from my perspective, from my experience. All the materials that I need for the rigs I found via exploration. And of course I have to mention this because it is true, it's factual basically. I also got a lot of materials from PvP, from blowing up ships, which in a way can kind of help you to get more stuff in order to build more stuff. And that is kind of funny, since industry and PvP, well, they kind of go hand in hand, don't they? Even in a game they do go hand in hand. So yeah, one of the things that I found out in this game, you can combine everything for your gains. I mean, I even started to do PvE. I started to run Inquisitor and Scout and Anomaly sites, and they also started to pay really well. I mean, not always, but if you are doing them quite okay, quite actively, you will get some pretty good loot. So yeah, very interesting how all of these things are closely integrated, and how all of the gameplay aspects of the game kind of match or correlate with one another, and I do really like that, since it gives players things to do. Decayed Angel Core. Now this is a high level site, and I'll be warping towards it. Very interested to see what stuff it will have. Now this is in Angel space, although there are some, I did run through some Sancha anomalies as well, but primarily Angel. If someone would to offer me Angel or Sancha space, I'm not really sure which one I would pick. I think I would mostly go to Sancha space because I'm already kind of familiar with what to expect there, since I was in Lowsec. I usually go through Blood Raider and Sancha, so I kind of know what to expect from the loot. I know what to expect from the pirate ships. It's, you know, it's basically friendly territory for me. I already know what to expect from it. Now Angel anomalies, I've heard some things about them. I know that Angel and NPC ships are quite dangerous. They can be quite fast. But I don't really know much about their exploration sites. Now, from what I've seen, it's not bad. Definitely going to get good use out of all of these blueprints. And I still have to run a bunch of them in order to decide which one I would pick. But in most cases, I would probably pick the Sancha space, just because of how familiar I am with those anomalies over there. Although always fun to try out something new, so that's why I'm running this anomaly now. Well, not anomaly, but exploration site. And since it is a more, I would say, difficult one. I mean, I kind of forgot the exact list of all the different exploration sites with all the different difficulty boxes, but this is definitely a big site. Now, what would make exploration more engaging? Well, if they would add NPC ships to spawn to protect the data site or the relic site, that would be honestly fun. Would require me to change my build a little bit, and would probably use the Stratius for that purpose. And of course the minigame that wasn't added because, well, actually I've heard some rumors that it is kinda in the game, but not really ready yet. The reason why it's not added, well, from what I've heard, players didn't really like the idea. Would be a very easy target while in that screen there, which, you know, I think it's a bad decision not to add the minigame, but who knows, perhaps when we get wormholes it might update they might update how the scanning works as well. Quite curious to know what they will do on the anniversary of the game. Two boxes are left. Let me open up the next one. Well, actually this is the last one. Okay, looted. Let's clock and let's go to the next one. Alright, regional nation, and the rest of the text is hidden, so I don't know what type of anomaly this is, but we'll find it out very soon. And when I say very soon, regional nation backup server. Alright, nice. There is a friendly in system, but that's not a big problem since they are friendly. I hope they're friendly. We have 2 mainframes, 2 comm towers, and 2 info shards. Alright, looks pretty nice. I'll go after the mainframe first, and then after the com towers, and at the end I'll go after the info shards. That's usually how I do these anomalies. Have to say, doing them quite effectively. Okay, let's go after the next one. After the next mainframe. Hopefully I'll get some PvP action this weekend. Should definitely be very fun. Of course I have to be awake for that to happen, since I'm recording this almost at 4 AM, and you might notice by the sound of my voice that I'm a little bit tired. A little bit tired. I'm very sleepy and very sleep deprived actually. Rolling about 2 or 3 hours of sleep every day. That's not good. That's definitely not good. So yeah, sometimes I sound weird. When I sound weird, that's because I'm trying not to fall asleep, and this is one of those days where I'm trying not to fall asleep. Can be quite difficult, especially when there is something relaxing going on, like exploration. I do love exploration in this game. I'm extremely excited about the wormholes though. That's one aspect of the game that would bring really a fresh new feeling to it. I mean, that would be so interesting. New space, entirely new space, new scenery, new everything, and I'm all in for that. It would be dangerous, but at the same time quite exciting. There is going to be wormhole corps, and perhaps we will become a wormhole corp. I don't know. Might have a base in one of these systems. Who knows? There's still a lot of things to decide. Haven't really talked to my corp mates about it. We talked about a lot of things, but somehow I forgot to mention the wormhole stuff. Fairly sure the crew would be quite interested in that as well, since it does give a lot of PvP opportunities. In a base, a base in wormhole space is definitely going to be something fun, especially if it is quite difficult to find, and the wormholes do change almost all the time. Alright, and the last box opened. Alright, not bad. So that was the little exploration run in deep null space. Not bad for the first time. Definitely going to be very interesting to see what type of stuff I get in some of the future roams that I will do. But again, my apologies if I sound a little bit sleepy today. I'm very sleepy, barely keeping the eyes open, but definitely was a very fun video to make. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to support me, feel free to like and subscribe. It does help out a lot. And with that being said, stay safe, play safe, and as always, I'll see you next time.